All right, guys, today we are doing the sales page. Yesterday, the mission before was actually a little bit more technical. Today is super fun. It's just all design. One of my favorite things to do. If you are a beginner, I would recommend that you try to keep the structure of this page just the way it is. Remember, this one funnel away 30 days sales page did over $1 million in sales. So we know that obviously the offer was great, the copy was great, but also the design works as well. So try to stick to the same design. If you absolutely have to change and you want to get all crazy, that's okay too. But for those, I'm going to really just focus on the people who are newer to ClickFunnels. So let's talk about all the things that you can change. Obviously, every background up here can be changed. Every green section, if you want a black background or a white background, doesn't matter. You can even do like drawing backgrounds, photo backgrounds by just inserting image URLs. Okay, so you have your logo here. These two will need to have links. Okay, so this first one is going to go to your login page in your members area, and we don't have that link. I'm not going to show you right now, but what we'll do is when we go through testing, I'll make sure all the links are set up for you. And then support, like, do you have a support email, something like that, where people can email you? In fact, if you want them to directly email you, you just type in mail to : Julie at, and then whatever your email address is. All right. Then you can check, you can change the color, and you can make it go live like that, okay? Now that's a link. What you're going to do next is you're going to put all of your copy on the page. Now, obviously, if you have copy that goes a little longer or shorter, that kind of thing, you can add more sections. In fact, you can just duplicate these as many times as you need. So if you go on for days about something, go ahead and you can just duplicate the sections. The reason why that's better than creating new ones is because it keeps the consistency of the font. And what you'll see here is there are only two fonts on this entire page. There's the Merriweather font, and then there's the actual content font, which I think is Roboto. Okay, do not try to do 8 million fonts. Not a good idea. So if you have a headline font that you want to do and you want to change it to something, that's fine. Just make sure both those fonts are readable. And then also sizing, you can be a little bit more flexible with. Sizing helps accent what you want to accent and take away what you want to take away. So the very first thing you want to do is just put all of your copy in here. Now, if you have all of your product mockup shots ready to go, you can actually come in here, go into the settings, and just swap them out. And if you have more offer pieces than just 3, you can duplicate this entire section like this and create as many as you need. You can also do it for the bonus area too, although I want to explain that the bonus area is actually made up of 2 sections, so you'd have to duplicate this, then duplicate this, and then move it back up like that, and that's how you actually duplicate the bonuses so that you have as many as you need. Okay, you're going to have your guarantee, your closing arguments, and then your stack recap plus your price. Really, that's it. I mean, this is probably one of, even though it's long, the hardest part of this entire page is this video right here. For those of you who are not professional videographers, this is probably going to give you the most stress, but it doesn't need to be stressful. You can get a little easy tripod off of Amazon for your iPhone, record your video, and then get it up there. It doesn't have to be perfectly polished. And in the worst case scenario, you can delete the video and just have sales copy. Now, as for the sales copy, my recommendation is that you use funnel scripts. Funnel scripts will give you lots of copy to work with. If you don't have funnel scripts, just follow the copy prompts along the page, right? The first thing you need to do on a sales page is present the problem. How many of you feel sick and tired of blah, 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 right? And then I'm asking you questions like, explain the pain. What do they really want? Why has nothing worked so far? So if you actually follow the copy prompts and you're not a horrible writer, you can actually write the sales copy just by following the prompts here. You'll also want to get a picture of yourself right here. Just swap it out, unless you want to use Steven's capitalist pig. It is pretty hilarious. And if you don't have a picture of yourself, you can always swap in stock photography, etc. So this is all you have to do here. There's nothing really that technologically advanced. All of the action on this button, because we're not actually submitting any information, we just go to the next step in the funnel. That's all we have to do. That is the action, and that is going to take them to the order form, and that's where we're going next. This may also be the time where you realize, oh shoot, I don't have a product image for every little piece, every bonus. You don't have to use product mockup images, although it definitely helps raise the value, the perceived value of the offer. You can always use icons if you want, and I'll show you how you can do that. I'm just gonna actually go like this. And then I think if you just type in icon, you can actually switch out and use an icon, and you can make the icon a little bit bigger. And where is the, hold on, there it is. So you can, there's a bajillion different kinds of icons. So if you don't have a graphic, obviously it's not quite as nice, and you can actually make this bigger. You can just type in what you need, right? So you can go all the way up to 300 if you need. So if you don't have a product mockup, you can use an icon. Just update the margin like that. Okay, it's not as beautiful, it's not quite as ideal, but it totally gets the job done, and you can actually change this to match your branding or whatever. So you can use icons if you don't have product mockup shots. As always, you want to, whenever possible, use the bold, use the italic, use the underline. If there's certain words that you want to highlight, that you want the eye to be drawn to, don't be afraid to be real liberal with that. What you don't want to be liberal with is font type, but you can be liberal with the bolds, the italics, the underlines, etc. Even the sizes are fine. If you decide you want to add some pictures, let's say in the closing arguments you want to add some pictures, go ahead and just create, oops, I got to change that out. Just create 2 columns instead of 1. So you see how right here this is a 2 column? You can actually, if you like this the way this is, you can actually clone it, and then you can hit the arrows and you can bring it down the page and fit it. Well, there we go. You can fit it wherever you want it to go. So let's say you like that. You can just duplicate. And so there's no reason to have to like come up with new design, because everything you need here design wise is really done for you. If you want to insert your footer, remember how I showed you, you can do that instead of having to redo it over and over again. You can go to My Sections and you can grab whatever footer you want. Okay, so like here's the simple footer. Now you have a simple footer. You can simply come in here and delete this, and now you have your footer. All the links, everything stays intact. So that's really, really handy. So what I want you to focus on is writing out your copy. Use funnel scripts or just use the prompts. Then change out your colors. You can change out your background. This background right here is actually set up in background right here. You can set up your backgrounds. You can get as fancy as you want, but really the focus should be on getting your video done. And you can actually go into funnel scripts and you can use a video script generator if you want, but I encourage you to kind of just go off the cuff and don't be afraid to just be yourself. You can also just use the sales page, the sales copy, kind of as your main points. Basically, at the end of the day, it's who, what, why, how. Okay, so who are you? What are you selling? Why are you selling it? How is it going to help you? Okay, and that's really all there is to it. And the good news is that even if your video is horrible, you can always just shoot a new one and upload the new one in. Okay, so no big deal. Once you have the sales page done, we're going to move on and we're going to do the order form. I'm going to show you how to design the order form and how to get the products all set up.